completely now, you take us to the end point of the process that we're working at with our US and UK colleagues. And are we ready to get to the end point, which is to remove vertebrae and have all animals, basically? Are we ready for that right at this moment when we're signing off on a piece of legislation?
Senator Seidman, maybe you could just clarify if it's a question addressed to
Yes, it is
Senator
addressed
Galvez,
to Monsieur Carreau.
or is it an answer to a question you're about to ask him?
It's a
Mr.
question.
Carreau.
It's a question addressed to Mr. Carreau to try to just get to some sense of conclusion on Senator Kucher's question. I'm still trying to understand the answer.
Okay. Mr. Carreau.
Thank you very much for the question. I think the short answer is that the current efforts to replace animal testing are replacing animal testing done on vertebrates. That is consistently, that's been our efforts internationally, and we think we're making significant progress, and that's an important milestone to continue to move towards. Why the officials believe including vertebrates in the language, because the preambular text talks about efforts to reduce testing on vertebrates. There's currently, as my colleague Ms. Goncalves mentioned, no efforts to reduce testing on Daphnia, for example, as that is an important indicator for ecotoxicity and will continue to be so for quite some time.
Senator Carignan.
Senator Carignan. Senator Carignan, we can't hear you. That's normal. I wasn't speaking. My mic was off. If you had heard me, I would have been worried then. My question is on the orientations with the USA and Europe. It seems to me that there's a desire to align according to what's being done internationally with the countries that are more active in that development, research and development. I'd like to see with the officials, what is the idea of becoming oriented or making things consistent with Europe and the United States in this area? And if we are different, could that have any impacts economically in particular on the implementation of factories or systems or research centers, or research and development centers, or centers of excellence here in Canada versus the Americans and Europe? And to whom is the question addressed?
If you want.
Go ahead.
I think that there's a few points that have arisen here. So first of all, with respect to the question about economic implications, don't think the implication can be of decisions that we're making on this cause can be drawn directly to economic outcomes or research and development outcomes. When we say we're trying to align with EU and US research and assessment procedures, we have done that for decades, and we want to continue to do that because we share toxicological testing across jurisdictions, so that we can take action when another jurisdiction has identified a risk, and vice versa, so that we don't all have to do that work independently. If we restricted our ability to rely on certain types of testing, then it might take us longer to come to a conclusion about whether there's a risk, and we would be out of sync with other countries. In terms of the legal implications here, yeah, we need to be clear that the legal implications are minimal in terms of changes for the to the preamble. However, the preambular text is intended to indicate the orientation, the intended focus of government work in this area. And as my colleagues have explained, there is currently no government work underway to reduce, replace, or refine testing of invertebrates. The focus is exclusively on vertebrate animals at this time.